Whenever if you want, we can use the more services and we have to pay accordingly. The cloud service provider, he'll be having the infrastructure, it may be hardware or software and other services. The maximum amount of storage for the client as per their request or as per their requirement. All the data of 5 organizations are stored in only one server. Dear students, welcome to Computer Science classes. I am Ravi Kumar KR, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Students, let us start our session with the concept about cloud computing. The concepts like cloud computing, vision, advantages, disadvantages, applications, and cloud service provider. These are the concepts to be covered in this session. Now let us see the definition of what is a cloud or what is a cloud computing. So here the term cloud has historically been used in telecommunication industry as an abstraction of the network in a system. So you know what is the meaning of abstraction? Abstraction is only the technology behind the scene or background technology are hidden inside, and here only we are using the technologies at the front end. That is the meaning of the abstraction of the network. And the internet plays a fundamental role in cloud computing. Now, generally, what is a cloud computing? It refers to both the applications delivered as a service over the internet and the hardware and system software in the data centers that provide those services. See, this is one of the definition of cloud services or cloud computing. So it is nothing but the applications delivered as a service over the internet. Here, internet plays a very important role in cloud computing. So actually in cloud computing, or the definition says that it is a collection of different services and it will be accessed by the user as you say pay per your use or pay as use basis. That is the main concept of the cloud services. Here the cloud service provider, he'll be having the infrastructure, it may be hardware or software and other services. So the users will make use of those services on pay as you use basis. That is the definition of cloud services or cloud computing or definition of a cloud. So accordingly, here it refers to either applications delivered as a service over the internet. It can be hardware and software system can be a service as a part of their service. And here the internet is the fundamental, it plays an important role a fundamental role in the cloud computing. So through internet, the user can access the services of the cloud from the cloud service provider. And here the notion of the multiple parties using a shared cloud computing environment is highlighted in a definition proposed by the US standard. Say what the concept here is, we can say that the multiple parties, the more than one user or multiple users, they will share the same computing services or environment. And the concept here is cloud service provider, he will be having the own environment or cloud environment, and they will be having the hardware as well as software. And those services are used by different users or multiple users. So in that way, the hardware as well as the software are shared by multiple users in the cloud computing or in the cloud. So this is the definition or basic terminology or basic definition of cloud. In the next slide, we can see another definition. The cloud computing is a model for enabling convenient on-demand network access. This is another definition is on-demand service. What is the meaning of on-demand service? So whenever the user or the clients need any type of services and he can demand the service provider for different types of services, and the provider must provide on the demand from the customers and different types of services. So that is the meaning of on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources. So here this is a computer resources, it may be hardware or software resources, or shared by multiple users on demand basis. And here, for example, network, servers, storage applications or devices, etc. And that can be rapidly provisioned and released with the minimal management effort or service provider interaction. So the cloud service provider, he has to provide, or he will be having a provision for different type of services without management effort. With respect to administration part of it, the service is accessible via web browsers. So this is non-proprietary software or a web services application programming interface or API. So all the services from the provider or from the cloud are accessible through a web browsers. And here zero capital expenditure is necessary to get started. You pay only for what you use as you use it. So this is the main concept of cloud services. The zero capital expenditure means here the user need not to bother about or need not to pay for anything of the hardware or software, any infrastructure, and he's using the service and he's going to pay only for his usage. That is the meaning of zero capital expenditure. Here, very simple example is, suppose in a simple mobile, if you go for a recharging a mobile, that is your prepaid mobile service. Suppose you are recharging your mobile service for 500 rupees. So whether you use it or not, entire month or limited number of days, you have to pay for 500 rupees, whether you utilize the full service of for that particular of time. In this example, on-demand service means whenever I want, I can demand a service or I can request for the service, and the provider has to provide a service, and the provider will charge only for the duration of the time for which the service has been utilized. That is the concept of cloud computing. In the next slide, see with the diagram where we can understand the definition of cloud. So suppose this is the cloud computing, and here is going to provide service for different application. So here any company or a client, he can make use of, he can access this cloud service for his different applications. This is the diagram, it shows the definition of what is cloud computing. Now let us see what are the characteristics and benefits of cloud computing or cloud services. First one is no upfront commitments, on demand access. So here whenever you want, you can access the service or you can request for the service and without any hassle, or it is a hassle-free service provided by the service provider. And nice pricing, and it is one of the advantage of this services. If I say nice pricing, means we are going to pay only for the services which has been utilized for the duration of the services. That is nice pricing. Simplified application acceleration and scalability, efficient resource allocation. The meaning of scalability is whenever if you want, we can use the more services and we have to pay accordingly. Suppose if you want any limited services from a provider, we have to pay the minimum charge. So that is the meaning of scalability of services or resource allocation. Next one is energy efficiency, means it can all the work are done efficiently with respect to hardware as well as software. Now, increased economical return due to the reduced maintenance cost and operation cost related to IT software and infrastructure. Here, we are the clients or the users has to get the services from the cloud service provider, and at the user side, he need not invest on any of the infrastructure. It may be a hardware, it may be a software, or networking, or IT infrastructure. So here, there is no burden for in terms of finance with respect to for infrastructure. And here, the clients are paying only for the services provided by the service provider. In that way, it increases economical return due to the reduced maintenance of the system. And it is pay as you use, means the concept is, see, you are paying only for your usage. That is the meaning of that. And here end users can benefit from cloud computing by having their data and the capability of operating on the on is available from anywhere at any time and through the multiple devices. So this is another advantage of cloud computing or cloud services. Here the end user or the client, he can make use of different hardware resources or software resources or services from the provider, and he can access the data and the capability of the operating system or operations at from anywhere at any time and through multiple devices. This is the advantage of the cloud services. Next one is information and services stored in the cloud are exposed to users by web-based interfaces that make them accessible from portable devices as well as desktop at home. So all the services from the provider or cloud services are accessible through this web-based interfaces, and he can access the services from any of the devices like a portable devices or maybe at the desktop level. See, this is another characteristic of cloud computing. In the next slide, let us see what are the advantages of cloud computing. First one is backup and restore data. Here, once the data is stored in the cloud, it is easier to get backup and restore the data using the cloud. This is backup and restore data is one advantage. Next one is improved collaboration. So the meaning here is the cloud applications for improved collaboration by allowing groups of people to quickly and easily share information in the cloud via shared resources. Here, it is possible to share the information with multiple users of the same organization for effective of their function or their operation. Next one is excellent accessibility. Here, it allows us to quickly and easily access stored information anywhere, anytime in the whole world. The meaning here is we can access the data or any services globally from any point at any point of time. Next one is low maintenance cost. Here, cloud computing reduces both hardware and software maintenance cost for organization, because here all these services or infrastructure is maintained at the service provider end, and the users or the clients need not to bother about the infrastructure. Next one is mobility. Hey, cloud computing allows us to easily access all cloud data via mobile. Mobility in the sense we can access the cloud services from different devices, from different location. IT services in the pay-per-use model means we have to pay only for the services which has been used for the limited period of time. Means only we are paying for the services utilized by the clients. That is pay-per-use model. Unlimited storage capacity means is going to offer the maximum amount of storage for the client as per their request or as per their requirement. Data security. So it is one of the biggest advantages of cloud computing. Here, cloud offers many advanced features related to security and ensures that data is securely stored and handled. Here, the service provider has to maintain the necessary steps, or he has to take the necessary steps to secure the data from different organizations, because different organizations using the same hardware resources or software resources as their service. So here the provider has to concentrate or must give more importance to the data security. In the next slide, let us see what are the disadvantages of cloud computing. First one is internet connectivity. So all, as I told you in the beginning, see, all these cloud services are applicable, or we can access the cloud services through internet. That is the thing. So if we don't have internet, there is no chance for us to make use of any of the cloud services. Second one is vendor lock-in. So here it is the biggest advantage of cloud computing. Organizations may face problems when transferring their services from one vendor to another. So that is the meaning of vendor lock-in. As different vendors provide different platforms, and that can cause difficulty moving from one cloud to another cloud. See, this is at the problem at the provider end, and here difficult for the vendors to move from one cloud services to another cloud services. In the next slide, limited control. Actually, here, as we are accessing the service from the provider, or we are getting the services from the provider, so he will be having a complete control over the system. And here the users or the clients will be given minimum control over the services. Next one is security. Here the drawback is security. What is the main problem here is security, because here number of organizations or number of clients using or shared a common devices. Common devices means it may be a common hardware or software resources. Very simple example is, suppose 4 or 5 companies, if they use only one storage server for the service. In that way, so all the data of 5 organizations are stored in only one server. So there are chances of a data leakage or data lost and so on. That is the major disadvantage of the cloud services, that is security concepts. In the next slide, let us see what are the different applications of cloud computing. One is art applications, means it offers various art applications for quickly and easily design attractive cards, booklets and images. This is one of the application. Next, business application. In business application, every organization requires a cloud business application to grow their business. It also ensures that business applications are available 24/7 service, or it is a round the clock service. So here the business people, they are using these services because they are getting a round the clock service from the provider. Next one is MailChimp. Comes under the business application. This is an email publishing platform. This is one platform which provides various options to design, send and save templates for emails. It is one of the business application. Next one is Salesforce. It's a platform provides tools for sales, service, marketing, e-commerce and more. Next one is Chatter. So it helps us to share important information about organization in a real-time environment. See, these are all different business applications. Next one is data storage and backup applications. And here one is box.com. Okay, it provides an online environment for secure content management, workflow and collaboration. Next one is Mozy. And here this provides powerful online backup solution for our personal and business data. So these are the advantages. And under educational applications, we have Google Apps for educational services and Chromebooks for education. These are all different applications of clouds. Entertainment, we can play different online games and video conferencing apps or entertainment applications. And management applications. Here, the cloud computing offers various cloud management tools, which helps the admin to manage all types of cloud activities such as resource deployment, data integration, and disaster recovery. See, all these are the very good advantage of cloud computing. So here it provides different management tools to maintain their resources. Now, the management tools provide administrative control over the platform, applications, and infrastructure within an organization. See, these are all the management applications. Next, in the social application, we know Facebook and Twitter we are used to. So, these are all different applications of cloud computing. Now, in the next slide, you will see cloud service provider. See, what is the meaning of service provider? Cloud service provider is nothing but they are providing cloud services or cloud computing to different organizations or different clients. So here few of them are AWS, Amazon Web Services, Google App Engine, Microsoft Azure, Hado, Force.com, and Aneka. These are all different cloud service provider. Now let us see. First one is Amazon Web Service, that is AWS service. It offers comprehensive cloud IaaS service. IaaS stands for Infrastructure as a Service, ranging from virtual compute, storage, networking to complete computing stock. So AWS, it is one of the service provider. They are going to provide these type of services, and here they are going to provide with namely elastic compute cloud, EC2, and simple storage services. I mean AWS, they provide services with they are in two category. One is S3, simple storage services, and elastic compute cloud, that is EC2. Here EC2 provides users with customized virtual hardware that can be used as a basic infrastructure for deploying computer system on the cloud, that is EC2, and it provides the capability to save a specific running instances as an image, another advantage of this service. And here it allowing users to create their own templates for deploying systems. And again, these templates are stored into S3 that delivers persistent storage on the demand. So S3 is organized into buckets. Here these are containers of objects that are stored in binary form and can be enriched with attributes. User can store objects of any size, from simple files to entire disk images, and have them accessible from everywhere. This is about AWS. Next one is Google App Engine. It is one of the service provider. Here it is a scalable runtime environment and mostly devoted to executing web application. See, this is one of the service providers, Google App Engine. Next one is Microsoft Azure. Here it is a cloud operating system and platform for developing applications on the cloud. So this is about Microsoft Azure. This is one of the provider. Next one is Hadoop. It is another service provider. It is an open source framework that is suited for processing large data sets on commodity hardware. So it is an implementation of MapReduce, an application programming model developed by Google. So Hadoop Apache is one of the cloud service provider. Next one is Force.com and Salesforce.com. Here it is a cloud computing platform for developing social enterprise applications, and the platform is the basis for Salesforce.com, a software as a service solution from the cloud for customer relationship management, that is for CRM applications. Next, Force.com allows developers to create applications by composing ready-to-use blocks. So this is about Force.com and Salesforce.com. Next one is Aneka. It is one of the service provider. It is a cloud application platform for rapid creation of scalable applications and the deployment on the various types of clouds in seamless and elastic manner. So one of the service providers is Aneka provider. They are going to provide a service, a platform for rapid application for scalable applications and various types of cloud in seamless and elastic manner, or nothing but is a customizable platform. Students, so far we have learned about the definition of a cloud and different characteristics, advantages and disadvantages, and different cloud service provider. Now let us continue our discussion in my next session. Thank you so much.